here is how to beat the Shangri-La Easter Egg in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Keep in mind, you will need 4 players in-game to beat the Easter egg. If you plan on doing this solo, you'll have to install mods like I did. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so every step of this Easter egg requires you to enter Eclipse mode. To do so, all 4 players must interact with each of these 4 buttons in spawn at the exact same time. It lasts around like 5 minutes or so. So for the first step of the Easter egg, you're going to want to enter Eclipse mode, surprise, surprise, you know. Run over to the Juggernog side of the map, and then turn right and hold this button in on the wall. Okay, you can pause the video here for a textual explanation, but basically a bunch of tiles are going to spawn on the map. A set will spawn on the minecart side where Juggernog is, and another set will spawn on the mudroom side where Speed Cola is. One player should be on Speed Cola side and another on Juggernog side. Only one player at a time should stand on a tile to check what glyph it is, like I'm doing in this video. Call it out to your teammate and then have them search for the same glyph on their side. Once you both have confirmed the same tile, stand on them at the same time. You'll see right here, I stand on this one, confirming it's the same tile, and it sinks in the ground, marking its success. Repeat this until there are no tiles remaining. Once you're done, you'll hear this noise.
Look at this. There's a passageway below.
If you hear that ding, that means you completed the step successfully, and it should kick you out of Eclipse mode. For step 2, enter Eclipse mode and head over to the water slide. Have 3 players go down and wait at the very bottom. The 4th player should go down and hold the interact button on the right side of the wall here to pull this lever. If you did this step correctly, you'll hear the 2 explorers talking at the bottom, and then you'll also exit Eclipse mode.
That did it. His leg is free and the way is clear.
In order to continue from here, you're going to need to make sure you get the baby gun from the box. This is literally the worst step of the Easter egg because you could have terrible luck. Like, I was raging like crazy. For step 3, you'll need to enter Eclipse mode again and head over to the waterfall. A meteor is going to hit the side of the cliff, and you're going to need to dislodge it using a grenade or any other explosive weapon. Once you do so, it's going to fall to the ground below, and you'll need to shoot it with the baby gun. Once you do that, knife it into the water slide and follow it all the way down. As you reach the bottom, wait for this crystal to defy the laws of physics and fly over to the geyser. Go stand on it and launch you and the crystal into the air. Once you do so, it should land on this post over here. Wait a few seconds, and Eclipse mode will end. And then for step 4, we're going to go right back into Eclipse mode. Go over to the Juggernog side tunnels and turn this valve until gas starts pouring out of the pipe above you. For this step, you're going to need a fire zombie. They spawn. I think they start spawning on like round 4 or 5 or something like that. But this is probably the worst step. It just takes some patience, you know, for it to spawn, for no one to blow it up. But once you have one, have it follow you and ignite each of the 4 gas pipes. There's going to be another gas leak right above the mystery box, so you're going to want them to pass that as well. Holy crap, this fire zombie's running. I've never seen that. But the 3rd and 4th pipe are going to be right down this hallway. It's going to be pipe 3 right there, and pipe 4 to the right over there. Once all 4 pipes are lit, you're going to want to go back to the valve and flip the switch next to it. It should kick you out of Eclipse mode, showing you've done the step correctly. For step 5, you're going to want to enter Eclipse mode and make your way down to the power room. Go purchase the Spikemores, and from there, head over to the waterfall tunnels. There's going to be 4 holes in the wall that we're going to need to plug. The first one's right there at the bottom, second one's a little further up, third one's a little past the wall by, and the 4th one's at the top. Now, since you only get 2 claymores per round, this may take you 2 rounds, like unless you get a max ammo, of course, but when you put them down, just have a zombie run by, and they'll shoot the wood into the hole. After all 4 holes are plugged, run over to this brick and interact. Wait a little bit, and you should hear an audio cue signifying your success. For step 6, enter Eclipse mode and go to spawn. There's going to be 12 glyphs around the map you'll need to melee. The first 5 are in spawn. First one's right here. It's a little finicky, you can see, but it'll make an audio cue and turn blue when it's successful. The second one is right over here. Knife it. Third one is in the spike trap over here. 4th one is on the opposite side of the other spike trap on the right side of the wall. And the 5th one is going to be right behind that. There are 2 more on the minecart side, so head over here. First one's right in front of your face. The second one is going to be right next to the gong over here. Now head over to the Speed Cola side, or the mudroom side, and find the first one right here by the mud pits. Second one's going to be down here by this gong. Now head down to the geyser room below spawn. There's going to be one right here on the wall. And then go to the water pool below, and it's right here. The last one's going to be right next to the power switches. After knifing all 12 glyphs, head over to the minecart side and blow up this TP on the side of the map. Make sure you do so while in the same Eclipse mode that you were in when you knifed all 12. Now, wait a few seconds for Eclipse mode to end, and then head over to this table in the corner here. There's going to be a radio on top of it that you're going to want to interact with.
It's a code. 16, 1, 3, 4.
If you forget, it doesn't really matter. This code is the same for everybody, so if you forget, just go back in the video. So now for step 7, we're going to want to enter Eclipse mode and head over to the mudrooms. Okay, so each corner of the mudroom has a glyph on the wall. To make this as easy as possible, follow the diagram, turning left to enter the room and moving clockwise. As we head in, the first one here should be set to 4. Just rotate it until you see the 4 dots, turn around and head to the second one. This one should be set to 3. The third one should be set to 16, even though this, I don't even know what that is. It's not 16, but just copy the video. Turn around and head to the last one and set it to 1. If you did so correctly, you will exit Eclipse mode. Now, if you haven't already done so, you will need to Pack-a-Punch the baby gun. For this last step, head back to spawn and activate Eclipse mode. This is known as the gong step. There are 8 gongs scattered around the map. 4 of them are good and 4 are bad. Upon knifing one of them, you will receive an audio cue signifying if it was good or bad. You will need to locate all 4 good gongs and knife them consecutively. If you knife a bad gong, you will need to restart. At the start of this step, I go through gongs 1 and then I end with 8, so if you're having trouble finding one, just rewind the video. After consecutively knifing the 4 good gongs, run over to this crystal and shoot it with your Pack-a-Punch baby gun. A stick of dynamite will fall down that you'll need to catch. Next, you're going to want to run to spawn and shoot the other crystal that's above the mudroom. After you do so, you'll see a wisp flash around bouncing from place to place and hit the meteorite that is above the Pack-a-Punch machine.
Wow! That was...
You'll want to activate the steps to Pack-a-Punch and run up. The explorers will be behind the wall and ask you to hand them the dynamite. After doing so, run to the bottom of the steps and wait for the water to pour. Wait for Eclipse mode to end and activate the Pack-a-Punch steps again. The focusing stone will be waiting for you to grab. Congratulations, you have completed the Shangri-La Easter Egg. Unfortunately, only the player that interacts with the focusing stone will gain all perks, so if you want all 4 players to get all perks, you'll have to do the Easter egg like 3 more times, which is kind of insane, but anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, that would really help the channel.